I am the Lonely Necron, and welcome to my vision. So today, some orcs were just wandering around minding their own business when off in the distance, they spotted some knights, some chaos knights. And being orcs, they were like, "Ooh, big fight, let's go." And the chaos knights were like, "Ooh, green things to stomp, let's go." So, for today's experience, I have this little ruined battlefield kind of thing here. And so for today's army, so for the orcs, I have this warboss in mega armor, a group of 10 commandos, all the trimmings, 2 groups of 10 boys, one with a rocket launcher and one with a big shooter, a death killer war trike, yeah, a death dread with 2 dread claws and 2 scorches, and then 3 death copters. And then facing them we have 2 knight desecrators and this worksmith proxying this Admech Knight Castellan as a desecrator, and we're going to pretend that Fabius Vile is a worksmith. I don't know, that's what I'm going with here. Yeah. So the orcs won the roll for deployment, so I'll set up deployment and then we can start this thing. Alright, so got a bunch of boys here in this trench. The Death Dread, Warboss, the Death... I can't. The name of this thing is always going to escape me. Death Killer War Trike. The other group of boys, Death Copters, are hanging out in the skies. And the commandos use their little, like, super deployment thing to get really close, but not within 9 inches. Chaos is just hanging out here on the edge of the table. So yeah, the orcs won the roll, so they get to go first. So orcs movement. So the Death Copters have opted not to make an appearance this turn. So everyone advanced except for the Wartrike. So the boys made it up to this building here. Dreadclaw almost made it up to the fountain. Wartrike right behind him. The boys over here and the warboss just coming up on this tree. And the commandos have definitely made a decent chunk towards advancing up to there. Nobody is within range to shoot, so that'll take on over to the Chaos Knight turn movement. One of these desecrators is definitely coming out strong to threaten these commandos. The other one there to back them up with some firepower, probably headed towards these guys over here. And the worksmith advanced just to keep up a little bit. So we'll do some night shooting. Well, perhaps to my surprise at least. So the 2 knights between them, between their heavy bolters, they killed 1 orc from the commandos, but their laser destructors definitely destroyed this Death Dread. So yeah, that's pretty productive. And the Knight Desecrator, the blue one, will be charging into the commandos. The Knight was very successful in charging into these commandos. Killed 4 of them with his feet, and they did a little bit of damage back to him. Yeah, so that'll take us to the orc's turn movement. The Death Copters have opted to not come in yet this phase also. So these boys just moved on up. As with the Wartrike, the commandos have fallen back. And the Mega Warboss and the other group of boys are just moving on forward towards this other desecrator. So we'll do some orc shooting. So everybody pretty much unloaded on the blue Knight Desecrator. They did manage to knock him down a couple of points, but most everybody missed their shots. I'm coming to find that that's going to mostly be the case for orcs. I don't know. Well, they're definitely... Well, are they? Yeah, no, they're definitely not going to charge. So that'll take us on to Knight's turn movement. So the blue Knight Desecrator is just going to hang out. The Worksmith advanced forward to get closer to him. And the red Desecrator just moved forward to get closer to these orcs here. So we'll go to the shooting phase. Well, kind of a sad phase. I mean, this guy did a lot of damage to the Death Killer Wartrike. But this guy killed it off. It is no longer there. This guy also managed to kill one of these boys over here. So the charge phase, this Knight, the blue one, is for sure going to charge into these commandos. And this Knight is for sure going to charge into these boys. Yeah, I think he's going to charge into the Mega Warboss too, since he's there anyway. So, go ahead and start dealing with Overwatch. That was actually pretty exciting. This Chaos Knight wiped out the commandos. And this Chaos Knight did some significant damage to the Warboss and killed off 2.5 orcs. So, yeah. That'll take us on over to the orc turn. So these orcs have just moved up closer to the Knight. These orcs and the Warboss are just going to hang out, fight this guy some more. And the Death Proxies have decided that now is a good time to hop into combat. So here they are. Alright, so that takes us on over to orc shooting. In typical orc fashion, nobody hit anything. Definitely a sad day. So orc charging and or fighting. Yeah, the guys over there in combat with this Knight, they're gonna fight. These guys aren't quite ready to charge just yet. Well, the boys and the Warboss definitely messed up this Knight, but he just went ahead and killed off 3 of the boys in retaliation. So that'll take us on over to the Knight turn. So the Worksmith healed this blue Knight for a couple of points, but neither one of them moved beyond that. And the red Knight has fallen back a little bit. So we'll get into Knight shooting. Sad day indeed. So this red Desecrator managed to kill off the Warboss and a couple of boys. And this guy failed to kill off anything. So the charge phase, this guy is going to charge into the boys right here. And this Knight's going to charge into these 4 remaining boys over here. So both Knights were successful in charging into their enemies. The blue one successfully stomped on 6 of the orcs, and 3 of them ran away, leaving just the knob. This one stomped on 3 of the orcs, and just left the knob, but the knob did not run away. So that's saying something, I guess. That'll take us to the orcs' turn. Well, the orcs have decided not to move, so I guess that'll take us to orc shooting. I am super impressed. These 3 death captives managed to kill the Worksmith. Super surprised. Well, the death captives were going to charge that Worksmith, but they're too far away to charge these Knights, so it'll just be the fight phase. Both knobs will forever be remembered as stellar somethings. They were great orc warriors and died in battle against Imperial Knights that used to be Imperial Knights. Sorry. They died in battle against Chaos Knights, the best kind of knights. So yeah, that'll make it Chaos's turn. So the Chaos Knights are going after these Death Captives. The slightly injured one has gotten really close, and the super injured one has just gotten as far as he can, which will take us to shooting. So the blue Knight Desecrator killed off one of the Death Captives, and the other Knight Desecrator actually managed to do a little bit of damage to yet another Death Captive. So this Knight is going to charge into the Death Captives. The Knight Desecrator was successful in charging into the Death Captives, and then using his Reaper Chainsword, he pretty much destroyed them, decimated them, made them cry a whole lot. I don't know. But that leaves us with the Chaos Knights successful over the Orks. So that was a good time. I'm glad. I'm using the new video camera I got for Christmas to film this, so hopefully it's not the worst thing you've ever seen. Hopefully the audio works. If you made it this far, I appreciate you watching, and have a good morning.